Hey guys, what's going on? First of all, I want to say thank you for 100 subscribers. I know I haven't uploaded in a little while, but thank you for 100 subscribers. That's awesome. And yes, I'm gonna try to keep these videos as raw as possible. As you guys can see, I don't want to put any special intro or anything like that it's overly used by YouTubers, and I think they have forgotten the fact that people want to watch videos and especially reviews in as raw as possible, you know, because when you start putting those transitions and those 4K, 10K cameras or whatever, or 8K, my bad, you start losing the raw purpose of a review or a video that gets uploaded to YouTube. It becomes a movie, it becomes a stage review. You don't get the raw feeling of the sense of the reviewer. You know, they have a script, they say many things that they practice, so in that way they sound, you know, they sound like the TV news reporters that they read everything, and it just doesn't, it sounds like a robot, you know. It doesn't sound as raw as it was meant to be, as the early YouTube days. So with that said, I'm gonna do a review of the Thrustmaster TMX force feedback wheel with the pedals. I hope you guys can see the pedal. Yeah, you guys can see the pedal. I'm gonna, first of all, I'm gonna show the how loud these pedals are, or how quiet they are. I'm gonna connect the wheel to the computer through its USB cable, and I'm going to connect the pedals as well with this cable. And after that, after I do a brief review of the wheel, I'm gonna change the angle of the camera and I'm gonna be playing Assetto Corsa, okay, because that's the game that I'm playing, and the game that I utilize, that I use this wheel for. So okay, let's get into the wheel. So you got plenty of buttons for customization. You get your A, B, Y, X buttons. These are excellent buttons, they feel nice. They feel clicky. RB buttons, L and B buttons. These are your auto customization buttons, and of course you got your D-pad here. On the right side of the wheel, can you guys see? No, you guys cannot see it. Hold up. Let me see if I can move it. No, you guys. There you go. Okay, that's a little bit. Let's see. There you go. Perfect. Right here. Okay. Right here we see the Xbox button. Okay, that's the Xbox button. That's probably, you can also customize that, but whenever you press this and you're on the home, you're on the on your home screen on your PC, you will get to you see some Xbox options coming up. They're not useful, by the way. They're not that useful. And then you have a mode button right on top of it, right here, a mode button on top of it. I haven't customized this button. I'm not sure what it is for, but obviously it's going to change modes on the wheel. But I've pressed it many times. I read the manual and I haven't gotten too many information about it. If you guys know a little bit more about this mode button, please let me know. Okay, let's get into the materials of the wheel. The grips on this wheel are good. I'm not gonna say they are the best. Obviously, you get $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. I mean, $600 wheels, or even thousands of dollars for a wheel. But this is not. This is not one of those. I paid for this $140, $160 on Best Buy, and I got it the next day online, of course. Yes, the grips. These are plastic rubber grips. They do a good job. They feel sturdy. They feel nice. They don't feel super high quality, you know, but they do the job, and they have plenty of grip for you. They have enough grip they provide enough grip. Yes, they provide enough grips for you to handle the wheel. The top and bottom part of the wheel and pretty much the rest of it is just plastic. This is plastic, this is plastic, this is plastic. Sometimes if you press it too hard, you see, if you press a little harder, you could probably hear the plastic squeaking. Hold up. Well, it just did it, but for some reason it's not doing it anymore. But yes, you can sort of bend it a little bit, you know. You can tell that they have chipped out on these parts of the wheel, but that's fine, you know, because what you care the most is, I mean, you're not gonna be holding the wheel right here, you're gonna be holding it here or perhaps here, you know, but you're most likely you're not gonna be racing and putting your hands like this unless you're cruising. You know, if you're cruising, yes, you know, but most of the time, most people are going to be racing and, you know, going hard on the wheel. But that's, you know, that's okay because, like I said, you're not going to be touching this too much. You're going to be touching the grips. This part of the wheel, the back side, it's plastic as well. You see, it's hard plastic. Hard plastic. Yeah, it's hard plastic. It's, you know, it's just plastic. What else? We have the clamp system that is used for tighten up the wheel to your desk. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's got some rubber feet on this part. It's got these rubber feet where you can. They have a good grip. They do a good job gripping up the wheel to your desk. Yes, they do a really good job. It's easy to do. It's easy to clamp it up. No hassle at all. Just tighten it up. Like this, and then you move the clamp up just to secure it, and there you go. It's clamped up. The whole desk moves because it's pretty sturdy. It does a good job. This clamp does a really good job actually. I had the Driving Force GT before, and this is a major step up. This is a way better wheel. Absolutely, it's the first feedback. It's a lot better. You don't have this dead center spot as on the similar to the Driving Force GT. You don't have that. It's almost you almost don't feel it. You have a little bit, which is this thing that I'm moving right now. If you guys can see, the wheel is moving a little bit. That's because of the gearing inside. But as soon as you move it just a little bit, like this, just a little bit, the game senses that input and it starts moving the steering wheel on the game. So it's very sensitive as well. So you just have a very small, very brief dead spot, but when you're racing and you're driving, you're not gonna, you don't feel it. You don't even know that it's there. Okay, so that's pretty good. The paddles, metal, full-on metal paddles. I really like them. They're long. They're nice. They're firmly planted on the wheel, and they do an excellent job. Really good job. They're a little bit noisy. If I'm playing at night, might wake up some of my family members, but that's not nice, so obviously. But I would like them to be less noisy. Like if I'm pressing it, I would like them to have a more muted clicking noise, sort of like in the paddles of a Porsche. When you click them, they don't sound as loud as this. This sounds like the paddles of the McLaren on McLaren. McLaren's paddles sound sort of like this. Not as loud as this, but they do sound loud. You know, if they were to sound a little less, that would be ideal. May annoy some people, but anyway, they're good. They do a good job. The pedals, can you guys see the pedals? Yes, you guys can see the pedals. The traveling range on the brake, it's actually good. You have to apply some force to fully engage the brake. Not that you have, doesn't feel, well, it does sort of feel like a real brake pedal. You have this little dead spot when you start pressing it, but then it starts engaging, and then as you press it harder, it becomes harder to press. Okay, and that's nice. You know, it feels good. Sometimes you kind of lose sense of how hard are you pressing on the brake. If you're driving a car with ABS, you can just jam on the brake and it's gonna be alright. But if you have driving a car without ABS, you sort of have to like guess where the pressure of the pedal is, because it doesn't give you the input as of in a real car, obviously. The accelerator, it's just flat on. It's just flat. You can just jam it on, and the pressure that you have to put is not that much. It's some pressure, but on a real car you will have a little bit more pressure, more tension on the spring. You can always do a modification and, you know, and adjust the spring tension. But for just plug and play, I think it's a really good setup. For just plug and play, the spring tension is pretty good. Same goes with the wheel. Now I'm going to connect the wheel to the computer. It's gonna start booting up, and so in that way you guys can see how it sounds. Okay. Oh, by the way, this is the connector. This is the connector for the USB. Ooh, let's see if it focuses. Oh, there you go, right there. So I got it right here. Let's go. Not too much of a noise. If I compare it with the Driving Force GT, the Driving Force GT will be extremely loud. This thing is quiet, very quiet compared to the Driving Force GT. Now let me connect the pedals. Are they connected? There you go. Okay. And they're connected, and yes, the noise is not loud. As you guys can see, it's not that loud when you're driving. It doesn't make too much noise. The thing that makes the most noise is just the paddles. But yeah, I think it's a really good wheel. Remember, this is a 12-bit system, so your inputs the input that you do on the wheel and the pedals are going to be quickly transferred to the simulator, and it's a solid wheel. Remember, you have a hybrid system here, so you have a belt and a gear. So just do feel the gears a little bit. Like when you turn in the wheel, you feel some of the gears moving out. Well, not moving, but you know, when they engage, this is a gear, this is another, and they're engaging, you feel that small engagement on the wheel when you're turning it very softly. But when you're moving it faster, like this, you kind of lose a sense of the gears and you start feeling the belt tension. You know, like you feel a little bit of the belt tensioning on the wheel. But that's alright, because it's not a full-on gear system like the Driving Force GT or G29, and this feels a little bit more advanced than those two wheels, even though the price is lower than the G29 and a little bit higher than the Driving Force GT. So it feels like kind of like in the middle. Now there is the T300X, I believe, the T300 wheel from Thrustmasters. That's on another level. I mean, I haven't tried it out, but if it's on full belt gears, then full belts, not gears, my bad, then that's, you know, that's beyond this wheel. it's an upgrade. But if you're deciding between the G29 and the T300, but you don't have the budget for the T300, then get the TMX. And afterwards, if you like this thing and you feel like you can spend a little more, or you don't like it, you return it as soon as 2 to 3 days after you get it, so in that way you get a full refund, and then you get the T300. That would be my opinion, you know. But this is more advanced. In my opinion, this is a more advanced wheel than any Logitech wheel at all out there. So yeah, let me change the angle of the camera. I'm gonna play some. I'm gonna play some video games and play some Assetto Corsa. Done. Let's see if we can make this happen. My room is very small, so you guys probably won't be able to see my feet moving. But either way, you guys get the idea. Okay, that should be good now. Hold on. Hold up a second. Hold up a second. Let's do this right. Let's do this the right way. Okay. That should be alright. That should be pretty good. Okay. Okay, let's go and ride. Let's drive with the... Should we go online? No, let's not go online. Let's go to Nürburgring and let's do a hot lap on the... what car should we get? Let's go for the Giulia, Alfa Romeo Giulia, quadrifoglio. Should we go for that car? Yeah, whatever. Let's go for that car. Let's summary. Stability control off, mechanical damage off, fuel system off, off, off. Oh, by the way, let me show you the settings on the Assetto Corsa. So I have two settings. I have the settings, which is called pop, for just regular driving, for racing or whatever. I have it in gain, 37% gain, filter 20%, minimum force 3%, curb effects 135%, road effects 122%, sleep effect 85%, ABS effect 21%. Now, why do I have the curb and road effects and the sleep effects so high? Because this wheel does a really good job on transferring the bumps and the road feedback to the wheel. That's what I wanted to get. That's what I got when putting all those numbers up. So I see some people lowering that up to, I don't know, 10, 20, 30%. I'll say, I mean, if you are getting these wheels because you want to feel the car, you want to feel the road, so the higher you can get it, the more feedback you're gonna get through the wheel. Obviously, you don't want to overuse it because then it becomes something that is not real. You know, you get too much feedback, and that's not good. So I just try to put it as much real as I could. So for me, that's some of the best. That's the best setting. And I also have the drift setting. Is it this one? 60%? Yeah, it's this one. This is why it's 60% gain, filter 60% filter, minimum force 0, curve effect 0, road 0, 0, 0. Everything else goes to 0 except for ABS effect, which is in 21. And don't ask me why, but that setting feels correct for me when I'm doing drifting. I mean, I'm not the best drifter, to be honest, but it just feels right. Okay, so let's go back. Oh, for some reason this Thrustmaster will not connect, but it actually is. And sometimes it does disconnect. I don't know why, but sometimes it does disconnect. Let's go to Nürburgring. Should we go to Nürburgring? Yes, let's go to Nürburgring. pedals a little bit. Okay. Alfa Romeo Giulia. Here is tires. Do I have a setup? No, I don't have a setup. Electronics off. Charging motor off. Let's join it. Okay, that volume is way high. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, let's see. You can change the. You see, as soon as I move it, just a little bit. Look, just a little bit. The game senses that input. It is extremely quick. I just move it just a little bit, and the game senses it. So that's excellent. That's the 12-bit system. That you don't get that with the Dragon Force GT or G29. This sort of input, this sort of quick input, you don't get it on those wheels. As far as my experience, you will get some lag. And this thing that has zero lag, it may have hundreds of seconds of a lag, but you don't even feel it, to be honest. You don't know, you don't sense it. You don't sense that that track. So let's drive for a little bit and let's see. It's a wild horse. See, I'm letting off the gas. I'm pressing the paddle in order to get the manual effect on the car. So if you don't have the H pattern gear, you can always do that. You know, you cheap out and just use the paddle and your right foot. Just let off the gas on your right foot. Press the paddle. Same goes with the left paddle to make it feel like as if you had a gear lever. You see? Off the gas, paddle, boom, and accelerate again. It's sending me, the wheel itself is moving. Hold on, look. So, oh shit. So let's see how it does in the jump. It's moving, the wheel is moving. I lost it. I'm not concentrating too much in the driving. But yes, absolutely, it's a really good wheel. And you can put more force if you want on the wheel. Oh shit. You can put more force in the wheels, and that way you can have to do more workout on the wheel. But then, you know, most cars nowadays have hydraulic steering and electric steering, so it's not like the old days where you really had to put a lot of force on the steering wheel to move the car. So yeah, I haven't set it up. I would like to, perhaps I should put a little bit more gain, so in that way I have to move the wheel a little bit stronger, make the wheel stronger. But that also depends on the car. So if I'm driving this car, you just saw how much force I don't have to apply a lot of force. But if I'm driving a Porsche 911, or if I'm driving for example, a KTM or another car that's more mechanical than this car, then the wheel will send me that information. I will have to put more force on that, on the wheel. So it also depends on the car. But yes, overall this wheel is excellent. The car is amazing too. The pedals feel good. They feel cheap. Somehow they do feel a little cheap. But they're excellent for just plug and play. You know, what else can you ask for? 160 bucks and you have a really nice wheel. So yeah, hopefully you guys like this. hopefully you guys like this review, and I'll come up with some more videos, and if you have more questions, please let me know, okay? Thank you.